Hello, I'm Lisa Davies. This is Law of Attraction Masterclass. So we have a question from Lorna today. I have booked venues to run workshops. It is a popular and needed topic, and I've done the workshop before. I have promoted them all over the place to lots of positive reactions, but nobody has actually bought a ticket. Not one. So we've asked what her feelings are around this. I feel disappointed, worried that I won't sell anything, scared that I will actually lose money, in brackets I have none to spare, and generally despondent about my abilities as a businesswoman. She would like to sell out 20 tickets to each event. As a minimum, she needs to sell 5 tickets each. Okay, so in terms of law of attraction, the first thing is really to look at what is going on with the emotions. Now, it's interesting that she's run this workshop before, and I presume from that she sold out the tickets, or at least that she made money from it. So, look at the biggest issue here is around scared. So fear is quite a big emotion here, scared that she'll actually lose money. So you need to start reframing around the actual money situation. Disappointed at the fact that you haven't got any tickets and that you're generally despondent about your abilities as a businesswoman. These are the areas that you need to focus. Now, first of all, when it comes to financial abundance, you need to look at the idea that what you're taking action towards isn't necessarily the only opportunity that you have to make money. Money can come from all sorts of sources. It can come from avenues that you hadn't even thought of. You can be surprised. You may suddenly, if you allow things to occur, for things to open up for you that may be more profitable and maybe more joyous for you as well. Nevertheless, still go towards the action. That's good. What I would say is you kind of need to look at what's happening. So is this feedback telling you that you need to market differently, you need to reach a new group of people? Actually, do you need to go back to the people that you sold before and ask for referrals? Can you give them money off for another topic that you might do? So something's telling you to do something else here, the fact that you haven't sold any, and to kind of keep going in the same direction. Resistance equals persistence, and I can tell you I've done a lot of pushing to know that at the end of the day it really wasn't worth it. You know that kind of feeling? So basically, as soon as you get information back, turn it around. What do I need to do instead? How can I sell these tickets? What other ways could I do this? Could even be, what mums groups are one of the people who previously attended. Would they mind putting a link in their mums group for you that's on a social media platform? Or have they got sisters or even brothers? So maybe you need to reach out to a wider audience about who this is impacting on. So also you're looking at the fact that you've got to sell a minimum and you want to sell 20. So I always say never look at the minimum, okay? If you're looking at the minimum, then that ends up being your target and you're not going to sell anything else. You've got to think about how would it feel to sell 20. But at the end of the day, we've got to look at the abilities of being a businesswoman and being despondent about that. So the fact that you feel disappointed, so you've done this before, and therefore you should have confidence in your ability that this is a topic that people really like, they really need the information that you've got, and come from a place of serving. Okay, if you wake up every morning and say, wow, who am I going to serve today? And I can serve people really well if they buy my ticket. Okay. The other thing to do is to look at appreciation, and this isn't just about everything in your life, it's also about the action you're taking at the moment. So if you have heavily promoted something, if you have paid for ads, if you have paid for printed material, that kind of thing, appreciate the fact that people are making money from you, therefore that's giving them a livelihood. You want to look at how much of a difference you have made, a whole chain of people along the way and that your money is going to good places. On the other side, you've got to look at the fact that you're saying you've got none to spare, okay? So that's really coming from a lack. Why are you there? And I'm sure as we get more and more questions coming up about the financial situation, we'll look at what you can do about that, because this is something you really need to practice and get comfortable with the fact that everything will be provided for you. But when we think that it won't, when we think we don't have anything, then we create that situation. So look around yourself. The way I do it is I open up the fridge and I go, wow, do you know, I've never ever had a moment in my life when I didn't have anything in the fridge to eat. And there'll be very, very few people that would be in that situation. Okay, so there's lots of ways that you can look around going, I am provided for, I have a roof over my head, I'll always have somewhere to sleep, I'll always have food, and start from there and start appreciating what you've got. So I hope that answers your question for today, and as you begin to practice and put more of these feelings into practice as well, and you start noticing when your feelings turn from a positive one over to a negative one and you start getting doubts, that's when you've got to start practicing, and that's when you've got to start asking the questions in the group as well. So hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you soon.